In this video, I'm going to give you a short and accurate retelling of the contents of Allen Carr's Easy Way to Quit Smoking, chapters 12 through 22, and I'm going to do it in less than 8 minutes. If you have not watched the first video, the one that goes through chapters 1 through 11, then I'm going to put a link right up here for you. Just click on this link. These videos are a cheat sheet where I just give you the book in its own words, not my words. If you want to buy the book, I put a link in the description below so that you can get a really good deal on the book. Let's go through the main points of each of the chapters 12 through 22 as presented in the book's own words. Chapter 12, titled Relaxation. Most smokers think that cigarettes help them to relax. The truth is that nicotine is a stimulant poison. How can a stimulant relax us? Does that even make sense? The truth is cigarettes cause tremendous stress and they prevent you from relaxing. Chapter 13, combination cigarettes. I like to call them special cigarettes because what happens is you go to a special occasion and you smoke more than you normally would because of the occasion. For example, social functions, parties, or weddings. What we'll do is we will smoke additional cigarettes. These are occasions that are both often stressful and relaxing. So we call these things combination cigarettes or special cigarettes because they're the ones that we think we will miss the most when we stop smoking. These occasions are already special without the cigarette. And all we are doing is giving the cigarette credit for the special occasion. It is the occasion that is special, not the cigarette. Chapter 14, what am I giving up? What makes it difficult to quit is fear. Get clear, cigarettes do not fill a void, they create the void. There's nothing to give up. There are only things to gain, like the return of your self-confidence, freedom from the slavery of drug addiction, and not having to go through life being despised by society, and more importantly, not going through life secretly despising yourself. You are not giving up anything, you are only gaining things. Chapter 15, self-imposed slavery. Every smoker lives the life of slavery every day. They remain a smoker. Many smokers have self-imposed restrictions on their smoking. For example, I'm not going to smoke in the house, or I'm not going to smoke in the car. The question should be why? What is the cigarette giving us that is so wonderful that we are prepared to give up our freedom and be treated like a second-class citizen? Chapter 16, I'll save X amount of money each week if I quit smoking. Many smokers will say that I'm not worried about the money aspect, but wherever a smoker applies rational analysis to weigh up the kind of pros and cons of smoking, the answer is always the same. Stop smoking, you fool. We know that smoking is dangerous, expensive, and stupid, but we still smoke. We have two options at this stage. Sacrifice the cigarette by stopping smoking, or sacrifice rational thought by stopping thinking about quitting smoking. Chapter 17, health. This is the area where the brainwashing is at its peak. Smokers think they know the risks of smoking, but they don't. Smoking is the biggest cause of preventable death in the world. Cancer from smoking is by no means the worst of the killer diseases that cigarettes cause. When you start smoking, you light a fuse. The trouble is you do not know how long that fuse is. How will you know if it's not the next cigarette that causes that ticking time bomb to explode? Do the smart thing, stop burning the fuse, and walk away intact while you still can. Chapter 18, energy. Most smokers are not aware of the impact smoking has on their energy levels. One of the traps of smoking is that its impact are so gradual we do not perceive the effects it is having on our energy levels. If it was not gradual but rapid, you would notice that when you went to bed one night, you would go to bed thin and trim and feeling well, but you would wake up the next day, you'd be 30 pounds heavier, and you would wake up feeling miserable and lethargic. If that happened overnight, you would be panic-stricken. You likely would put the cigarette down and never pick it up again. But it happens gradually, so we do not notice these changes. Chapter 19, it relaxes me and gives me confidence. This is the worst fallacy of all about smoking. It is truly ironic that we look to the cigarette to relax us when in fact it creates the stress in the first place. Smoking for relaxation is like drinking tequila to get sober. When I finally broke free from the smoking trap, I was astonished to realize that I was far more relaxed and far more confident as a non-smoker than as a smoker. Chapter 20, those sinister black shadows. One of the greatest joys of quitting is being free from the sinister shadows that lurk at the back of a smoker's mind. Imagine living your life not worried about what smoking is doing to you. That's the sinister trap. Chapter 21, the advantages of being a smoker. This is my favorite chapter in the whole book. Instead of quoting this chapter, just allow me to show you what the contents actually say about the chapter. As the chapter has no words to quote anyways, these are the advantages of smoking. Chapter 22, the willpower method of stopping. I define the willpower method as the method that makes the smoker feel that he or she is making a sacrifice. Willpower does not deal with why you smoke, or why it's hard for you to quit, or what you can even do about it, or what you can do about the cravings or the withdrawal. It is just waking up one morning and deciding to quit. You have solved nothing in your mind. The smoker fails to quit, not because he does not have enough willpower, but because he has failed to resolve the conflict of the will. Those are the important points from chapters 12 through 22. I did my absolute best to give you the content in its most accurate form without any of my own comments. I quoted the chapters as closely as I could, and most of what I said was just a direct quote from the book. There was some great information there, and hopefully you can use what struck a chord with you. Remember, I do not endorse any of the ideas from the book. I'm merely presenting them to you exactly as the book presents them so that you can make up your own mind. Remember, if you want to purchase the book, there's a link in the description below so that you can get a really great deal on the book. Now you can watch the next video in the series that goes from chapters 23 through chapter 33. It is right here on the end of this card. Blessings, and see you in the next video.